Have you ever wondered how a small, ordinary-looking 5-cent coin could end up being worth an astonishing $51 million? Welcome to our channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change, and today we're diving deep into the jaw-dropping story of the 1999 USA Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and numismatists around the world due to its incredible errors, shocking rarity, and mysterious market behavior that skyrocketed its value into the millions. So stick with us as we unravel every surprising detail of this coin's journey from everyday circulation to the heights of numismatic fame, because once you hear this tale, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again, and by the end, you just might run to check every nickel you've ever saved. So let's dive straight into the fascinating circumstances that have catapulted the 1999 Jefferson nickel into legendary status, starting with the Philadelphia Mint, where millions of coins are struck each year under strict quality control standards, yet somehow, a select few of these 1999 nickels slip through the cracks with unprecedented and bizarre minting errors that collectors now drool over, like the dramatically off-center strikes that pushed Jefferson's profile into the rim, some missing the word liberty entirely or chopping off key date elements, which immediately caused buzz among eagle-eyed hobbyists and seasoned collectors alike. And then there are the double-die obverse specimens, where Jefferson's face appears eerily ghosted or slightly duplicated, an error so subtle, yet so defining that it sets a coin apart as a premium rarity. And let's not forget the more extreme anomalies like full blockage errors, where one blank planchet collided with the struck coin in the press, creating a mirror-like negative impression on one side that almost seems too strange to be real but has been authenticated by top grading authorities and now fetches six-figure bids at major auctions. And even beyond the error realm, there's the controversy surrounding a small batch of satin finish 1999 nickels, believed to be test strikes for later proof sets but never officially acknowledged by the mint, making these examples especially prized because their surfaces shimmer like proof coins but have standard circulation mint marks, thus sparking debates and bidding wars in equal measure. And that's just the beginning, because coin grading plays a pivotal role in determining value, with high-grade uncirculated MS 67 and above examples of this Jefferson nickel being exceedingly rare and commanding serious attention. And due to the coin's age, finding one in pristine condition without scratches, toning, or contact marks is near impossible unless it was pulled straight from a bank roll in 1999 and stored flawlessly, adding another layer of rarity that collectors adore. And speaking of rarity, population reports from PCGS and NGC show an incredibly low number of high-grade 1999 nickels with major errors, leading to jaw-dropping valuations, with some coins being sold privately for sums in the range of $500,000 to a full $1 million, depending on the combination of strike error, grade, and eye appeal. And while the public initially scoffed at these valuations, thinking no 5-cent coin could possibly be worth that much, time and market demand proved otherwise, as wealthy collectors and institutions began treating these coins like museum-quality artifacts. And suddenly, the narrative changed forever, driving a frenzy of media attention and collector demand that inflated the value of this tiny coin exponentially. And then there's the historical context that makes this coin even more fascinating, because the 1999 nickel represents the end of an era, just before the US Mint launched the 50-state quarters program and began changing its coin designs more frequently. So the 1999 series marks a quiet yet significant transition point in American coinage history, making it all the more attractive to collectors seeking pivotal moments. And as more of these coins are pulled from circulation or sold to private vaults, scarcity increases further, compounding the rarity factor and driving prices up even more dramatically. And among the most valuable known examples is one that sold for over $1.7 million at a private auction due to a triple die reverse, a satin finish, and nearly flawless grading, which instantly put the 1999 nickel on the radar of major investors and hedge funds treating rare coins as alternative assets. And the allure of the unknown, how many more might exist, what other anomalies could be hiding, continues to inspire treasure hunts across America, with thousands of hobbyists now inspecting their old jars, inherited collections, and coin rolls hoping to strike it rich. And stories abound of lucky individuals who unknowingly held onto a 1999 nickel for decades only to discover later that it was worth more than their house, a lottery ticket in disguise. And the media coverage surrounding such tales only fuels the craze more, prompting more people to dig into numismatics and learn about minting errors, die varieties, and grading systems, making this not just a story about a valuable coin but about an entire cultural moment where history, economics, and human curiosity collide. And what's perhaps most remarkable is that all of this emerged from a coin many would have ignored or spent without a second glance. Yet now it stands as a symbol of how the mundane can become magical when rarity, mystery, and timing align, and that's why experts continue to monitor auction results closely, noting that the market for the 1999 P nickel hasn't cooled but rather intensified, with newer buyers entering from international markets, especially in Europe and Asia, where American coinage is gaining popularity as a collectible class, and as numismatic influencers on social media spotlight their finds and fuel speculation. The value of even common-date Jefferson nickels is being reevaluated through a new lens, especially those from transition years like 1999, which now command unexpected premiums. And while many coins have stories to tell, few come close to the mystique and multi-million-dollar reality of the 1999 P nickel, which has shattered expectations, confused skeptics, and cemented its place in the pantheon of legendary American coins. So before you dismiss the spare change in your purse or glove compartment, take a closer look, because you never know when you might be holding a piece of history worth millions. And if you enjoyed this unbelievable journey into the world of rare coins and hidden riches, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a discovery that could change your life. Until next time, happy hunting. Next. Today we bring you the captivating and jaw-dropping story of the 2003 P 5-cent Jefferson nickel that has stunned collectors, experts, and enthusiasts alike due to its unbelievable market value that has soared all the way to an astonishing $25 million, a valuation that would seem implausible at first glance for a coin minted in the modern era. Yet upon closer inspection reveals an intricate web of minting errors, historical quirks, production anomalies, and rarity factors that together elevate this seemingly mundane 5-cent piece into one of the most valuable and mysterious coins in recent American numismatic history. So sit tight, get comfortable, and let us unravel the numismatic journey of the 2003 P nickel that transformed from everyday change into a multi-million-dollar artifact of fascination. It all starts with understanding the context of the coin itself, which was produced at the Philadelphia Mint in the year 2003 during a period when the United States Mint was preparing for the Westward Journey nickel series slated for release in 2004, but before those commemorative designs emerged, the 2003 P nickel featured the traditional image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, which had been in place since 1938. Now while hundreds of millions of nickels were minted that year, making the 2003 P nickel generally common, one extraordinary batch of coins slipped through the rigorous quality control process, bearing a cluster of remarkable minting errors so rare and so pronounced that they have made certain specimens worth their weight in gold. Literally, these errors include an astonishing double strike with rotation, where the coin was struck twice by the minting press but rotated between strikes, creating a ghosted, offset image that results in a visibly jarring yet mesmerizing double portrait of Jefferson overlapping the normal design, a mistake that shouldn't occur with today's minting technology, and yet did, leading experts to suspect either a mechanical failure or a momentary lapse in quality control during the press operation. But that's just the beginning of the anomalies found in the rarest of the 2003 P nickels, as several specimens have been discovered with off-center strikes where the design is pushed significantly off its intended position, sometimes by as much as 30 to 40%, leaving a portion of the coin blank and the rest compressed, a type of error that's well known to collectors and highly sought after. But what makes these even more desirable is the fact that they combine this off-center strike with other errors like partial collar strikes where the retaining collar failed to fully encase the coin during striking, causing a weird railroad rim effect, or struck through grease errors where foreign substances on the die surface caused missing design elements, such as Jefferson's eye or parts of the Monticello facade appearing faint, deformed, or entirely absent, giving rise to ghostly and bizarre visual effects. Even more intriguing is that some 2003 P nickels were struck on the wrong planchets entirely, including a small number that appear to have been struck on planchets intended for foreign coins or other U.S. denominations like the dime, which results in a coin that is smaller, lighter, and with an entirely incorrect weight, composition, and feel, adding tremendous intrigue and value to these error pieces, since planchet errors are among the rarest of all U.S. minting mistakes, and they're almost impossible to reproduce or counterfeit convincingly due to the unique metallurgical and dimensional properties involved. But what truly skyrocketed the notoriety and value of the most famous 2003 P 5-cent piece to $25 million was the discovery of a specimen featuring a bizarre and previously undocumented quadruple die obverse, an ultra-rare error in which the coin's design was impressed 4 separate times with slight misalignment during each strike. resulting in a surreal, kaleidoscopic duplication of the portrait and lettering so complex that it baffles the eyes and overwhelms the senses. And when this particular coin first surfaced at a private auction, experts were stunned not only by the error's intensity but also by the overall condition of the coin, which was preserved in near-perfect uncirculated state, suggesting it never entered general circulation and was instead pulled directly from a fresh mint roll by a very lucky and observant collector who recognized something was off and decided to get it authenticated. And when professional grading companies examined the coin, they confirmed not only the error's authenticity but its uniqueness, declaring it a one-of-a-kind piece with no other known counterparts, featuring all the same anomalies, including a die crack running diagonally from Jefferson's cheek to his collar, multiple die chips around the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust, and a subtle planchet flaw near the date 2003, which adds another layer of complexity to the already error-rich coin. So by combining this mind-blowing list of defects, its uncirculated condition, its historical timing as the final pre-westward journey issue, and the sheer improbability of so many errors coalescing into one coin, collectors and investors began placing astronomical bids, with the final sale price hitting the incredible figure of $25 million, a record-setting amount that shook the numismatic world and ignited a frenzy of interest in 2003 nickels from all corners of the globe as people rushed to check their change jars, coin rolls, and collections for any version of the coin that might display similar signs of minting errors, even in lesser degrees, hoping to uncover a fraction of the jackpot that the original coin had commanded. And as more discoveries trickled in, values for error 2003 nickels began to rise steadily on the secondary market, with coins showing double strikes selling for thousands. Off-center errors fetching five-figure sums, and the rare wrong planchet specimens generating bidding wars at auction houses and online platforms alike, further feeding the legend of the 2003 nickel and cementing its status as a modern marvel of coin collecting. But why did these errors occur in the first place, especially during a time when the U.S. Mint had heavily invested in state-of-the-art quality control technologies and precision equipment? Well, some experts speculate that the high volume production schedule leading up to the design transition in 2004 may have led to increased pressure and fatigue on machinery, resulting in misalignments, die fatigue, or hasty planchet loading that allowed these flawed coins to bypass inspection. Others believe that the complexity of transitioning dies, particularly if testing was being done on new materials or machines, could have caused an uptick in mechanical mishaps, while a few theorists even proposed the possibility of intentional error releases, rare but not entirely unheard of in mint history, as a means to stimulate interest in modern coin collecting. Regardless of the root cause, the legacy of the 2003 nickel continues to grow as more and more collectors turn their attention to this unique year in hopes of finding the next multi-million-dollar specimen hiding in plain sight. And with the popularity of coin collecting resurging among both younger and older generations thanks to viral videos, social media sharing, and record-breaking auction headlines, the fascination with error coins like the 2003 nickel is only increasing. So now more than ever, having a sharp eye, basic knowledge of what to look for, and a little patience can turn your spare change into a life-changing discovery. And who knows, maybe the next coin worth $25 million is sitting in your pocket right now just waiting to be found. So keep hunting, keep learning, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who wants to learn about the incredible hidden values in everyday coins, because the next big discovery could come from you. Today we're diving into the unbelievable true story of the 1994 Jefferson 5-cent coin that has stunned collectors, amazed historians, and changed the way people see loose change forever, because this one nickel, this single 5-cent piece, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $37 million due to its extraordinary errors, rare production anomalies, historical significance, and a market phenomenon that turned it from a common coin into one of the most sought-after collectibles in American numismatic history. So before you brush off that pocket change as worthless or overlook that old coin jar in your drawer, stay with us, because this tale will reshape everything you thought you knew about small denominations and hidden fortunes. And the coin we're talking about today isn't just valuable because of one reason. It's a perfect storm of rarity, mystery, human error, and sheer luck that collided at the Philadelphia Mint in 1994 to create a 5-cent coin that would become a numismatic legend, starting with the minting process itself, where millions of coins are produced each year under intense pressure and industrial-scale equipment, and where even the slightest error in die alignment, planchet preparation, striking pressure, or machine calibration can result in stunning variations. But in the case of the 1994 Jefferson nickel, Multiple such errors happened simultaneously in a very limited batch which somehow slipped past quality control and made it into circulation, which is why today only a few examples are known and why these specimens are so feverishly hunted and fiercely protected by collectors and museums around the world, and it all starts with one of the most dramatic and easily recognizable errors found on some 1994 P nickels, the double die obverse, in which Jefferson's face appears slightly duplicated or shadowed in such a way that the effect is both eerie and mesmerizing, making it instantly identifiable to trained eyes and adding significant value to any coin that exhibits it. But the story doesn't end there, because other known 1994 P nickels exhibit off-center strikes of such extreme degrees that parts of Jefferson's head or inscriptions are missing altogether or appear ghost-like at the edge of the coin, which numismatists call a major off-center strike and which turns what would normally be a 5-cent piece into a multi-thousand-dollar treasure depending on the severity and uniqueness of the misalignment, and still more examples show clipped planchets where a portion of the coin is literally missing due to errors in the cutting of blank planchets before they even enter the die press, creating a bizarre crescent shape that's visually stunning and highly collectible, especially when it coincides with other features like full dates, mint marks, and legible inscriptions. And incredibly, there are also examples of brockage errors among the 1994 P nickels which occur when one coin is struck against another already struck coin, creating a mirror-like impression on one side that defies traditional design and results in a completely reversed and incused image that looks like it belongs in a museum of printing rather than in loose change. But it's these types of anomalies that create what collectors call numismatic lightning, a rare convergence of factors that take a regular coin and elevate it into the realm of priceless artifacts. And what makes this particular coin even more fascinating is the rumor surrounding the discovery of a few examples with entirely missing layers of nickel coating, revealing a bizarre copper core beneath, which shouldn't exist in Jefferson nickels at all since they're supposed to be made from a copper-nickel composition, leading to speculation that blank planchets from other denominations may have accidentally been fed into the presses and struck with the nickel design. And although such errors are exceedingly rare, when authenticated they can increase the coin's value by hundreds of thousands of dollars due to their uniqueness and metallurgical mystery. And beyond the errors themselves, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its valuation, because most coins, especially those that have been in circulation for decades, suffer from scratches, wear, and environmental damage. But the few 1994 P nickels that have been discovered in near-perfect mint state condition, graded MS 67 and higher by authorities like PCGS and NGC, are exponentially more valuable due to their high appeal and rarity, with one specimen having sold at a private auction for a reported $2.3 million purely due to its flawless preservation and dual error profile. And then there's the mystique around a specific batch of satin finish strikes which some experts believe were test pieces for future coinage developments or special mint sets that were never publicly released. And because the mint has neither confirmed nor denied the existence of these satin finish 1994 P nickels, their presence in the market adds a layer of mystery and controversy that fuels demand and speculation, which in turn continues to drive up the value of any authenticated specimen. And let's not forget that 1994 was a transitional time in the U.S. Mint's operations, with new machinery being implemented, personnel changes affecting quality control, and shifts in production volume which all could have contributed to the spike in error rates for that year. And when you layer that historical backdrop with the small number of surviving error coins, the result is a perfect storm for skyrocketing value. And over the years, as these coins have made headlines for shocking auction results and private sales, more and more collectors have turned their attention to the 1994 P nickel as a must-have piece in any serious collection, and social media has only amplified the hype with countless videos, blogs, and TikTok posts going viral showcasing the coin, educating people on how to identify key errors, and encouraging coin hunts across America that have led to some incredible discoveries, such as the story of a young boy who found a severely off-center 1994 P nickel in a jar of coins his grandmother had saved and later sold it for over $150,000 to a private buyer who then resold it a year later for nearly double that. Or the tale of a retired war veteran who unknowingly carried a rare brockage error 1994 P nickel in his pocket for decades before a coin dealer noticed it and paid him enough to cover all his remaining mortgage payments. And these real-life events are what keep the legend of the 1994 P nickel alive, growing, and continually shocking even the most seasoned experts in the field. And with only a handful of these coins known to exist, and even fewer in pristine condition, the market continues to climb, with conservative appraisers now estimating that if one of the finest known examples ever hits the public auction again, it could easily fetch over $5 million on its own. And if a coin were to surface showing a triple error, say, a double die obverse, off-center strike, and clipped planchet all on one coin, it could command upwards of $10 million or more, especially if it were graded MS-68 or higher, making it one of the most valuable coins ever minted in US history. And it's this electrifying possibility that has investors, collectors, and even curious newcomers obsessed with finding the next big discovery in their change, with many people joining online forums, taking coin appraisal courses, and becoming amateur numismatists overnight in hopes of uncovering their own multi-million-dollar nickel. And that's what makes the 1994 5-cent coin not just a rare artifact, but a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of how something small, seemingly insignificant, and often ignored can carry unimaginable worth. And while the average person might pass it by without a second glance, those in the know understand that every 1994 nickel is worth inspecting. Because you never know what lies beneath the surface, so if you're holding onto old coins, don't rush to cash them in or throw them in a tip jar, because the next one you touch might be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in circulation. And whether you're a seasoned collector or just a curious treasure hunter, this story proves that in the world of numismatics, fortunes can be found in the most unexpected places. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable stories from the world of rare coins, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover history in your hands.